Hey everyone, today we're going to go over how to create the heart cam from Project Lead the Way in lessons 4.1.2, 4.1.5, 4.1.7, and the rest of Unit 4 so that we can utilize it in Fusion. Okay, if we take a look at the drawings that is provided to us by Project Lead the Way, we're going to notice that they utilize this nominal diameter, right, as noted by letter D. So here we go. We have the distance from the center across our x-axis is going to be a nominal diameter divided by 5, and then it goes up our nominal diameter divided by 8, and then it drops down 9 times our diameter divided by 20, and then it creates a small round at the bottom. That's 1/10 of that. So it is used throughout the course of the entire cam, just like it is with the other cams that are on here. So what we need to do first, before we start off, or before we start anything, is after we create our component, which I already have here, and after we already have saved, we need to come in to modify, and we need to change a parameter, and then create this user parameter. I'm going to call this one nominal die, and I'm going to set it just to 5 inches just for today, and I'm going to call it nominal diameter. Then we're also going to set up a axle diameter, same thing. I'm going to call axle die. I'm going to set this axle diameter to 0.25. All right, I'm going to use that for my axle diameter as well as my thickness. And you'll see that in just a bit. Okay, so now we have our parameter set up. Let's go ahead. Let's create our one and only sketch on our front view. From here, what we're going to do first is, when we come take a look, is I'm actually going to create this outside diameter here as a construction line, right? This outside diameter is going to represent the largest outside edge. So I'm going to come into construction. I'm going to go to circle, come to the center, and I'm going to set this circle equal to my nominal diameter of 5 inches. And that there will become the overall outside border, right, of our cam, much like we have here. From there, let's go ahead, let's create this hole that's right in our center, because you can't forget about that. So I'm going to turn off construction, stay on circle, and then I'm just going to create this as my axle diameter, which was 0.25. Okay, yep, 0.25 right in the middle. Okay, next up, let's go ahead, let's set this point here. Let's create this point so that we can use it to create this arc that is then tangent with this outside diameter. So we're going to notice that this center point, it is going to be 1/5 of our diameter over, and it's going to be 1/8 of it going up. So I'm going to co-create. I'm going to go to point. I'm just going to throw a point right out there in the open. And then I'm going to dimension it after the fact. So I'm going to say that the center from here to the center there, right, going across, this is going to be my nominal diameter divided by 5. And then I have my nominal diameter divided by 8 for my height. So nominal diameter divided by 8. Enter. And there is that point there. Okay. The cool thing about this is now that I have this point, I can go ahead and just use a circle or an arc. And I'm just going to pull it out until I make it tangent now with this outside construction line. Okay. I could theoretically do the same thing on the opposite side, but just for today, what I'm going to do is we're going to use the mirror tool just to make life a little bit easier. So, since we know we can do a mirror tool for the right side of the heart, what we're going to do now is we're going to find this point that's directly below our center origin, and it is 9 times our nominal diameter divided by 20. All right, so I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to create that point again, and I'm just going to throw it there, right? Here's the reason why. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to set up a horizontal vertical constraint to say that this dot is going to be directly below that origin there. And then I'm going to use my dimension tool with my nominal diameter again. I'm going to pull this out to the side. I'm going to say this is 9 times our nominal diameter divided by 20. And there you go. It will set that up right below. From there, I need to make the arc, but in this case, I'm just going to draw a circle, and that is going to be the correct size for us. Okay, so now I have the hump to the top left, as well as the lump on the bottom. So we can just take a line. I'm just going to click line to circle, line to circle. All right, and then we're going to add our tangent constraint here to here. It's already set to there, so that we can set up the left side of our heart. All right, from there, let's go ahead, let's mirror. But before we can mirror, we need to create a center line of axis. So, or a mirror line. So I'm going to make a line. I'm going to set this to construction because I don't want this to be a part of our design at all. All right, and then I'm just going to make a single line in the middle so that then we can do a mirror of this circle, this point, this line, and this circle. We don't need it, but we're going to do it anyway. And then we're going to set up our mirror line to be right in the middle there. So now we have that right side of that heart. Okay. Last but not least is we need to create this curve, right? This curve or this radius that's right on the inside between these two top. So right in between where our heart is. You're going to notice it is the radius of the roller. So what I'm going to tell you, and it's not necessarily on PO2W, is that the radius that we're going to use is going to be 1/2 inch radius. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to just make a circle. Let's actually set it to a regular size. We're going to just click, right? And then now I'm going to dimension. So I'm going to use the dimension tool. I'm going to right click. Well, I'm going to click, right click, set this radius equal to 0.5. All right. Now that we have this as a radius of 0.5, I'm going to use my handy dandy tangent tool again. And we're going to say that we want this circle to be tangent to this top left as well as the top right. And then now you notice that it will now constrain to my sketch. Okay. And then believe it or not, that is our heart. All right. That is our heart fully ready to go. So what we're going to do is if we wanted to, we could finish sketch. We could do some trimming if we want. I'm just going to leave it as is. That's fine with me. I kind of like to have all that geometry there. But now we're going to set our extrude. We need to extrude this bottom. We need to extrude the sides. We extrude the center, that Venn diagram shape, and then just this inside curvature there. And then now for our extrusion distance, we're going to set this distance to our axle die of 0.25 and then hit OK. So now we have our heart cam, right, ready to go. So we can save it and we can use it for the rest of our design. Best of luck.